It's crazy to think that 88% of the Fortune 500 firms that existed in 1955 are gone. These companies have either gone bankrupt, merged, or they still exist but have fallen out of the top Fortune 500 companies. Here are 10 famous companies that failed to innovate, resulting in blockbuster failure. Number 1. Blockbuster. Home movie and video game rental services giant Blockbuster Video was founded in 1985 and arguably one of the most iconic brands in the video rental space. At its peak in 2004, Blockbuster employed 83,000 people worldwide and had 9,000 stores. But it was unable to transition towards a digital model, and Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Netflix even approached Blockbuster in 2000 with an offer to sell their company for $50 million. The Blockbuster CEO wasn't interested in the offer because he thought Netflix was just a small business niche and they were losing money in the time. But by July of 2017, Netflix had 103 million subscribers worldwide, $8 billion revenue, and Blockbuster was out of business. Number 2, Polaroid cameras. Polaroid was founded in 1937 and it's best known for its Polaroid instant film cameras. Despite its early success in capturing a big market with very few competitors, Polaroid underestimated the impact of the digital cameras on its film business. Polaroid fell into the success trap of focusing solely on their brand and ignoring the need to explore new territories and improve their long-term visibility. In 2001, the original Polaroid Corporation declared bankruptcy, and its brand and assets were sold off. Number 3, Toys R Us. Toys R Us destroyed itself when it signed a 10-year contract with Amazon in 2000 to be its exclusive vendor of toys. Despite the agreement, Amazon still allowed other toy vendors to sell on their site, and Toys R Us sued Amazon in 2004 to terminate the agreement. But as a result, Toys R Us had passed up their own opportunity to establish their own online presence, and it was too late to do so. And in 2017, with $1 billion in debt, Toys R Us had to file for bankruptcy.
America, you don't know it yet, but you're going to Europe this summer on Pan Am.
Number 4, Pan Am. Founded in 1927, Pan Am Airlines was the largest international airline in the United States. It was easily regarded as the industry pioneer of commercial flights, and it was the first airline to offer computerized reservation systems and jumbo jets. However, a combination of corporate mismanagement, government indifference to protect its flagship carrier, and flawed regulatory policies caused Pan Am to file for bankruptcy in 1991. Today, Pan Am no longer exists and is just remembered for its iconic blue logo and attractive flight attendants. Number 5, Borders Books. Borders was an international book and music retailer store founded by 2 college students. They were the first people to come up with the idea of putting chairs in a coffee shop in a bookstore. But Borders was unable to transition to the new business environment of digital books and online books. It took on too much debt, opened too many stores, and when the Nook and the Kindle came along, they were sunk. Borders closed all of its retail locations, and their competitor, Barnes & Noble, took over as the go-to bookstore. Number 6, Pets.com. Pets.com was one of the first online e-commerce warehouse websites in the dot-com bubble of the late 90s, and they went all in, spending a ton of money quickly on their website, buying big Super Bowl ads, and even offering a public IPO on the stock exchange. However, their success was short-lived, as the dot-com bubble burst in 2000, and they had been over-leveraged. In less than 1 year, they would be bankrupt. If you go to Pets.com now, you'll just be forwarded to PetSmart. Number 7, Tower Records. Tower Records was a pioneer in its day. It was the first to develop the concept of the retail music megastore. Tower Records sold CDs, cassettes, tapes, DVDs, electronic gadgets, video games, and toys. And Tower.com was launched in 1995, which was considered ahead of its time and became one of the first retailers to go online.
Tower Records is selling vinyls, cassettes, and LPs not over the counter, but online.
But the company's massive debt ultimately caused it to go bankrupt. It was unable to keep up with the digital disruption of the streaming music services and music piracy and iTunes and Spotify and Pandora. Tower Records is a story of what happens when digital technology steps in and you're not prepared to take advantage of it. Number 8. Compaq computers. In the 1980s and 90s, Compaq was one of the world's largest PC sellers. The company was the first to legally reverse engineer the IBM personal computer and produce some of the first IBM PC-compatible computers. But then Compaq eventually struggled to compete in price wars with Dell and was ultimately acquired by HP for $25 billion in 2002. While HP continued to use Compaq computers for their lower-end systems, eventually it was discontinued. Number 9. General Motors. After being one of the most important car company manufacturers for more than 100 years and one of the world's largest companies, General Motors resulted in one of history's largest bankruptcies.
General Motors, the nation's largest automaker, expected to declare
now has flat tires and a dead battery.
Once the world's largest corporation died today.
Failure to innovate and openly ignoring competition were critical factors to the company's demise. Because GM was preoccupied with profiting from finance, the company neglected to improve the quality of their cars. They failed to adapt to consumers' needs, and they didn't invest in new technologies. The current company today is called General Motors Company. It was a new company formed in 2009 after the bankruptcy with a major bailout from the U.S. government. Finally, number 10, Kodak. Kodak was once the world's largest film company, but it was unable to keep up with the digital revolution. They were the leader in photographic equipment, design, production, and marketing, and had numerous opportunities to turn the company in the right direction, but they didn't want to embrace the digital changes. Instead, Kodak, for example, spent billions of dollars improving technology for their film business instead of creating digital devices. They never got around the idea that people were done taking their films to labs. And when the digital cameras for the masses came out on the market, and eventually inside their phones, Kodak was sunk. In 2001, they tried to come back by creating Ophoto, a photo-sharing website, but it was too little too late. They declared bankruptcy in 2012, and the once iconic brand no longer exists today. That's our video, folks, and if you like what you saw, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future content. And if you really can't wait for another video, take a look at these videos here on other businesses that you can watch right now.